Our national anthem, The Stars Spangled Banner.
One of the biggest rivalries in the state of Ohio, the Wheelersburg Pirates and the Ironton Fighting Tigers, making the trip up to VA Memorial Stadium for this Division III District Final here on Southern Ohio Sports Authority, presented by OhioHealth. We thank you for joining us this evening. I am Carson Francis, along with the one and only Shane Combs. And when I talked to Wheelersburg's coach the other night, he told me when Wheelersburg and Ironton are said in the same sentence, you don't really have to say that much else.
Well, first of all, I just appreciate you guys having me. Someone who's coached spring sport of baseball for 28 straight springs now. It's just, I know throughout the year you don't always get the same type of coverage as the fall or the winter. So this time of year, it's always cool to see spring sports take center stage. So first of all, just thank you so much for the privilege of getting to be a small part of what you guys do. You're exactly right. Rivalries are fun. There's always that hatred from a sports perspective, that exists. But honestly, a lot of times in the rivalry, you get that respect as well. Both schools know each other extremely well. The kids know each other extremely well, and I think we're in for a real treat to see.
Yeah, so these two teams played each other back at the beginning of the year, a 7-6 win for Ironton at home. And Ironton is the visiting team on the scoreboard today, so let's go over their starting lineup real quick. It'll be Ian Ginger leading off, the center fielder, followed by Chaden Kearns, Brady Moats, Trevor Kleinman, the pitcher for the Fighting Tigers, followed by Hunter Freeman, the third baseman, Cole Freeman behind the plate, Tanner Moore, the designated hitter, Connor Kleinman, the second baseman, and Braden Baker in left field for the Fighting Tigers. And starting on the mound for Wheelersburg, it will be number 19, Jake Darling, taking the starting pitching job for Wheelersburg today. Wheelersburg looking to claim their second district title in the last 3 years, their last one coming back in 2021, a win against Eastern Brown right here at the VA.
Yeah, Wheelersburg's no stranger to this stage. Obviously, their program throughout the years so well accomplished, and that tradition that goes, they're the type of program that's not going to do a whole lot of rebuilding. It's always more of a reload, and so it's no surprise to see them on this stage, trying for another district title and another trip to the region.
Yeah, Wheelersburg once again was the champion of the SOC 2 this year. They come into today's game with an overall record of 19-7. As Ginger approaches the batter's box, and we are just about to get underway. It is Ironton and Wheelersburg in this Division III District Final here at VA Memorial Stadium. As Darling kicks and deals, And that pitch is taken into left field, and Ginger will have a first pitch single to start off this district final.
Yeah, nice aggressive approach from the leadoff guy. Gets a good pitch to hit, jumps. First pitch right there just after 7:15. I know as a coach we appreciate that. A good job by the Southeast District Board and the people here at Payne Stadium. We coaches are creatures of habit, so I know that the coaches appreciate that. Getting started right on time.
Always good to start on time, as this pitch is over the head of Kearns, and Ginger will make a beeline to second base. He won't even have to slide into it, as he will get there standing up. That pitch made it all the way to the backstop. Kearns was squaring around to bunt, but he was able to get back in time, and that pitch is taken for ball one. Darling delivers, and Kearns is not able to get the bunt down this time. It's strike one, evens up the count.
Great start for Ironton here. I think the idea here is just see if you can move him over and play out in front. Anytime you can settle into a big game like this with an early run, that's certainly something that you're going to ask the top of the order to execute.
The 1-1 from Darling. Kearns still unable to get that bunt down. Count is now 1-2. And like you said, you know, now you're in a tight spot if you're trying to move that runner over. You got 2 strikes, but either way, get that runner just an extra 90 feet, and all you need is a fly ball in the next at-bat, and you're on the board.
Yeah, you know, ideally here you're trying to bunt that ball up the third base line and make the third baseman come, and the pitches have been up and a little bit on the outer half and just having a hard time getting the ball in play. Now with 2 strikes, got to shorten up and see if he can get him over.
Darling delivers. That pitch is fouled back. Count will remain 1-2. And like you were saying, that's really smart pitching from Darling. You know, C's trying to bunt, you know, make him go upstairs.
Well, you always talk about getting to a pitcher early. Obviously, you have the top of the order up, and you know the pitcher's trying to settle into a big game atmosphere, and so this is an opportunity here for Ironton to play out in front. Let's see if he can execute and get the guy over to third.
Kearns calls time with a 1-2 count. Ian Ginger standing on second base. Darling delivers the 1-2. That pitch is swung on, grounded to the shortstop. He will throw to the first baseman. That is Caden Kahn for out number 1. But Ginger will move up to third base with 1 out for the first baseman, Brady Moats.
Outstanding base running from Ginger there on the secondary lead. That ball hit hard right at him. If he hesitates at all, he probably can't move up. But just a great read, and now over here at third base with less than 2 outs. With Ironton with a chance to see if they can plate one.
The junior first baseman up for the Tigers was 2 for 4 with 2 RBI in the last game, a win over Southeastern in the district semifinal, as Darling delivers the first pitch. And it is flied out to center, shallow center, but the catch will be made by Rowdy Watkins, and Ginger will hold at third base as there's 2 outs now.
Yeah, great job of playing through the fly ball right into the throw, and now Wheelersburg with a chance to gain a little early momentum if they can win a 2-out spot here.
That'll bring up the pitcher, Trevor Kleinman. 2 for 3 with 2 RBI and a stolen base in the district semifinal. Darling deals. That pitch is outside for ball 1. It's a good stop there by the catcher, Owen Young, to prevent another pass ball and preventing that run from scoring.
Yeah, it's a good call on your part there, Cards. I tell you, the little things like that, that's no different than an RBI hit or anything. Just that play right there, as of now, has saved the run.
Darling looks at the runner, delivers the 1-0. Outside, count is 2-0.
Beautiful night here, great crowd.
Yeah, these two teams love to support their athletic programs. You know, Wheelersburg softball making the trip over from Unioto after their regional final, as the 2-0 from Darling is again outside. 3 balls and no strikes. You know, as they always say in Ironton, especially for football, with the last person to leave town, turn out the lights. Hopefully they remembered to do that. It's a 3-0 from Darling, taken for a strike. Count is 3-1 to Trevor Kleinman.
Pretty much exclusively staying away. You know, throughout the early part of the count, it almost looked like a good old-fashioned pitch around with first base open, 2-out spot, depending on what the scouting report says. Even that 3-0 pitch kind of caught the corner. It'll be interesting to see if they stay away here or give in a little bit more.
Here's the 3-1. Swung on, foul down the third base line. Now the count is full with 2 outs. Here's the 3-2. Swung on, fouled. And Kleinman stays alive this at-bat.
Yeah, continuing to stay hard and stay on the outer half. Kleinman doing a nice job here, stretching the at-bat out.
Once again, the 3-2 from Darling. Fouled again into the parking lot. And we will stay at 3-2. He's really making Darling work out there on the mound. But Darling looks to close this inning out with just the 1 hit and no runs. Once again, the 3-2. Taken outside, ball 4. And we will have runners on the corners now for the Fighting Tigers.
Third baseman, number 5, Hunter Freeman.
And that brings up the third baseman, Hunter Freeman. 0 for 2 with a sac bunt last time here at the VA. 8-3 win over Southeastern in that district semifinal Wednesday afternoon.
Early decision here on both sides if you want to activate the run game and how Wheelersburg defensively in the 2-out spot wants to handle the first and third defense.
First pitch from Darling. That ball is hit into left field, but it is caught by the left fielder, Jake Clevenger. So Jake Darling works out of a jam here, and Wheelersburg goes into the bottom half of the first inning without giving a run. Ironton strands 2. We'll go to the bottom of the first inning with the top of the order for Wheelersburg due up. This is Ohio High School Tournament Baseball on Southern Ohio Sports Authority, presented by OhioHealth.
At OhioHealth, you can see your doctor here or here, on this or on these. And no matter if you're over here, over there, or anywhere in between, you'll feel good knowing OhioHealth provides the finest care anywhere. Schedule care today at ohiohealth.com/finestcare.
Here at Glockner's, we know how valuable your time is, and that's why our priority is to provide you a quick and easy service. We will get you in and out and on your way immediately. So schedule your next service appointment at glockner.com.
Bottom of the first inning, about to get underway here at VA Memorial Stadium. Real quick, we'll go through the batting order for the Wheelersburg Pirates. It'll be Connor Eastep, the shortstop, leading off, followed by the first baseman, Caden Kahn. Isaac Bachway, the third baseman, batting third. Batting fourth is the designated hitter, Lane Hutchinson, followed by the second baseman, Creed Warren. Jake Darling, the pitcher, batting sixth. Colton Salyers, the right fielder, batting in the seventh spot. Catcher Owen Young batting eighth, and the center fielder, Rowdy Watkins, batting ninth. And on the mound for the Fighting Tigers is Trevor Kleinman. Kleinman pitched a little bit in relief in their last game here at the VA against Southeastern, pitching the final 2 outs of that game, getting 2 strikeouts. So if anything, even though it's a short sample size, you know he can be efficient when his team needs him to.
Well, he really can. Nice lefty, works both sides of the plate, has good stuff, and just being able to come in the other night and just. I'm sure the young man's pitched here before, but just getting an opportunity just in the atmosphere, off the mound, settle in just a little bit, certainly doesn't hurt anything. So I think you ended up seeing the strategy there in the first inning. You know, two teams like this at the district championship level, they're going to pitch and defend. So the early run, hard to come by. Obviously, Ironton's able to get them on and get them over, but to Wheelersburg's credit there, able to fight through and put the goose egg up.
Kleinman part of the 1-2 punch for the Tigers with him and John Wiley, the Xavier commit, who is out for this game with an injury. But nonetheless, some really good pitching here for the Fighting Tigers. Estep will approach the plate. And we will get rolling here in the bottom of the first inning. As Kleinman delivers the first pitch. And that pitch is low for ball one.
I thought Estep was just outstanding defensively the other night. Zane Trace threatened a couple times there, and the ground ball defense was really a big thing in that particular win over Zane Trace.
Estep takes that one to left center field. That ball is caught by the center fielder. Ian Ginger makes the catch for out number one.
Went a long way to get that. I'll tell you, one thing people talk to me a lot about is what's the VA like? How's it different than other fields? And I would compare it a little bit to, like, say, playing in Colorado in the major leagues. On a high school level, it's a lot of green space. Your outfield defense is so crucial. Singles become doubles, doubles become triples.
Absolutely is. Caden Kahn steps in there, takes the first pitch for strike one. Last game here for Caden Kahn was 3 for 4, 2 RBI. It was very crucial in that win over Zane Trace for the Pirates. As that pitch is low, evens the count at 1-1. Caden Kahn was also the winning pitcher for the Pirates in that game, going the distance. 3 strikeouts, 5 hits, only giving up 1 run. As that pitch is swung on and missed, the count will be 1-2. Kleinman delivers the 1-2. Fouled into the Wheelersburg dugout.
Good pitch sequence there, lefty on lefty here, and went soft away and then came hard in on the hands. So now in the 1-2 spot, you got the hitter guessing a little bit, but Kahn does a real nice job with 2 strikes.
The 1-2 is high. Kahn had to duck for that one. It'll be 2-2. That pitch is also high and inside, and the count is now full for Caden Kahn.
Good at bat here.
3-2 is fouled down the third base line, so Kahn will live to see at least one more pitch.
These early at-bats in games where you see 6, 7, 8 pitches in today's pitch count, it's just a different ball game. This is a successful bat from Wheelersburg regardless of the outcome.
Kleinman delivers the 3-2. Fouled this time down the first base line. And like you were saying, these long at-bats, while regardless the result, makes that pitcher use up his pitches, and, you kind of drains you as a pitcher out there on the mound. You get tired easier.
Absolutely.
Once again, the 3-2, Kleinman. That is high for ball 4, and the Pirates have their first base runner of this game early on.
And I think with the IQ of a Wheelersburg lineup, the other thing it does is it gives your dugout a chance to see a lot of different pitches as well. Your 3, 4, 5 coming up here, and they get an opportunity to see the fastball to both sides of the plate, the curveball. So again, when you're talking about high IQ baseball players, that stuff goes a long way in these early innings.
So the third baseman, Isaac Bachway, will step up to the plate. Kleinman delivers. Bachway thought about it, but he did not go around, and he'll start with a 1-0 count. Bachway 1 for 3 in the last game. The 1-0 swung on and missed. Count is even at 1-1.
One of the major tournament differences here from a coaching perspective is the three-man crew. The lefty usually can do just about whatever they want in high school baseball in terms of the ball move. Now with the umpire more in line over there at first base, it kind of brings it a little bit more legit. I know these teams down from that area. The Martin kid of South Webster comes to my mind. Terrific pickoff moves to first and so forth. But usually that umpire is behind him where you would see the one umpire located, but with the three-man crew, keeps him a little bit more honest.
The 1-1 from Kleiman swung on and missed. Count is down to 1-2. And I believe I think it was the South Webster game the other night, although I could be wrong, where we saw somebody go fake pickoff to first, or fake pickoff to third and throw to first, as Bachway takes that pitch down the middle for strike 3. And just like that, there's 2 outs in the inning.
Number 15,
And Kleinman has his first strikeout of the game.
Well, like I said, throughout the regular season, the good lefty can really neutralize the run game, because what most umpires will tell you is, hey, I just can't tell from front or behind. So it's a big difference having that third umpire out there.
Designated hitter Lane Hutchinson up to bat now for Wheelersburg as he fouls that one back for strike 1. Hutchinson, the only senior on this Wheelersburg team, so rest of the team with a lot of experience, but Hutchinson's looking to make the most of his last season as a Wheelersburg Pirate. Here's the 0-1. Taken for strike 2.
You know, as you get into spring sport, you get to the tournament, and you feel like kids are getting a lot older, you truly do think of some of these kids as a year older.
The 0-2 from Kleinman can't find the zone. Count is 1-2 for Lane Hutchinson.
I know just from coaching spring so long, even you watch a kid in the fall in football, and by the time, especially that freshman, sophomore year for a boy, just a physical difference.
That pitch is grounded into right field. It's
outstanding.
Diving play by the second baseman. That was Connor Kleinman making the diving play to throw Hutchinson out at first. Some defensive heroics there put an end to this inning for the Fighting Tigers. And we'll go to the top of the second with Cole Freeman due up for Ironton. You're watching Ohio High School Tournament Baseball on Southern Ohio Sports Authority, presented by OhioHealth.
Michelle and her dad. Decades of dares. 1 month of learning to jump. First day doing it solo. And 2 years since starting cancer treatment at OhioHealth.
This broadcast is brought to you in part by Willie & Son Trucking. Willie & Son Trucking has been a proud supporter of local student-athletes, coaches, and athletic programs throughout its history. Be sure to look out for the Shack Athlete of the Week, presented by Willie & Son Trucking, each week at SOSAOhio.com.
Top of the second, just about to get underway here at the VA Memorial Stadium, the home of the Chillicothe Paints, who next Wednesday will open their 30th season as a baseball club, head on the road to take on the Lafayette Aviators before returning home the next night. Home opener against their in-state rival, the Champion City Kings. So it should be an exciting summer out here at the VA, especially if you're from the area. As the catcher, Cole Freeman, will lead things off for the Fighting Tigers here to start top of the second inning. Jake Darling going back to work, deals the first pitch. Looked at down low for ball 1.
I think working out of a jam in the first inning should really help a pitcher settle in here a little bit. It'll be interesting to see here in the second, third inning if that ends up being the case for Darling.
Darling got him moving around there, swung on and missed for strike one. Freeman will step out and reset after almost lunging across the plate there on that last pitch. Here's the 1-1 from Darling. The appeal to first base. He says no, he did not go around. Count goes to 2-1. I'm telling you, a lot of these games I've seen out here at the VA, especially in the tournament, I've seen a lot more appeals to the first and third base umpires than I have in years prior. That pitch taken for strike two. Count is even 2-2 to Cole Freeman, the catcher.
I heard you guys talking about that the other night, a DC favorite there.
Here's the 2-2 outside. And once again, the count is full. Full count now. Darling delivers. Pitch is grounded to the third baseman, Bachway. Bachway's throw over to first is in time for out number one.
Nice job staying with it. The ball there, bouncing off the turf, gets on you quick and able to stay with it. You know, you get these 3-2 counts, you get these plays, and you're thrown across. That's what makes tournament baseball so neat is everything. You play 27 of these things throughout 6 weeks, but then in the tournament, that one-and-done format, just every pitch, every play just starts to magnify so much.
Swung on and missed to the designated hitter, Tanner Moore. Another senior on this Fighting Tiger squad as the 0-1 is taken for strike two.
Darling able to mix up his pitch sequence here, starting with the breaking pitch to get ahead, then coming back with the hard stuff.
0-2 from Darling, swing and a miss. And Owen Young will make the throw out to first base for the strikeout and the second out of this top half of the second inning.
The second baseman, number 14, Connor Kleinman.
Sometimes you're just naturally mixing it up. Other times it's in a scouting report type of thing. But when you're able to utilize all your pitches to get ahead, certainly can help you throughout the sequence, especially as you start to get through the second time of the order.
Connor Kleinman, the second baseman, looks at strike one. 0 for 2 with the walk and a stolen base for Connor Kleinman the last game. As the 0-1 swung on and missed, down 0-2. Ironton coming into today's game with a record of 15-6. They finished third in the Ohio Valley Conference. As Darling's pitch outside, count is now 1-2.
I know both these teams play a really good schedule down that way.
Absolutely.
Against a lot of different types of opponents, too, which I think is important.
Kleinman awaits the 1-2 from Darling. Swung on and missed once again. Jake Darling, back-to-back strikeouts to end the top half of the second. And due up, we will have Creed Warren for the Pirates coming up the bottom half of the inning. This is Ohio High School Baseball on Southern Ohio Sports Authority, presented by OhioHealth.
Carlos. First time setting foot inside a tattoo shop. Second picture his daughter has posted to her story. Third check on his bucket list. And 4 years of cancer-free checkups at OhioHealth.
If there's not a Par-Mar store near you now, there will be soon. That's the slogan, and that's what we believe at Par-Mar stores. From groceries to gas and all the other stuff you need, Par-Mar has it. Download the Par-Mar app for even more savings, and don't forget the Par-Mar Rewards Card too. We also believe in being a big part of your community, so look for us at the ball game or wherever you are. Shop us today. Like us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and remember, if there's not a Par Mar store near you now, there will be soon.
Getting ready for the bottom of the second inning to get underway. And while baseball season's also coming to an end, we also have track season in the thick of the tournament too. Shane?
Yeah, Coach Kai Pulliam, boys coach there at Paint Valley, just sent me some results. Cole Miller, if you haven't had a chance to see this young man, he's next level. He's different. He already earlier in the week on the long jump won the regional championship, setting a new regional meet record. Then tonight, he wins the 100, he wins the 200, setting a new school record, and he was fourth in the 110 hurdles. So that young man's a three-time their regional champion this year and is going to the state next week in all 4 events. So congratulations, Paint Valley's Cole Miller.
Creed Warren steps up, takes the first pitch for strike one, but as you were saying, a lot of good things happening for that Paint Valley track star, and we wish him all the best as he looks to compete at state. As Warren hacks, misses on strike 2.
Cole was actually our center fielder on our regional team back in 21, was doing both, and then obviously the last 2 years just decided to focus a little bit on track. Obviously, I selfishly wished he would have stayed both, but it's hard to argue with the success.
It's definitely worked out for him, that's for sure. There's the 1-2 from Kleinman. Swung on and missed. Creed Warren goes down on strikes. Second strikeout of the game for Trevor Kleinman. And there's one out in the bottom of the second inning. And that'll bring up Jake Darling, the pitcher for the Pirates. As Darling swings, that was foul tipped and caught by the catcher, but nonetheless it is still strike 1. Kleinman kicks, deals, pitches outside, and count is even 1-1.
He's had a really live fastball here in the early going with some great movement. Still trying to find the release point on the off speed, but really nice live arm.
That pitch swung on and missed once again, and Darling is down 1-2. That pitch is chopped up the middle. It's going to be fielded by the third baseman, whose throw is in the turf. And Darling will be safe at first base. They will give him an infield single on that. Third baseman Hunter Freeman not able to make a clean throw, and that allows Jake Darling to reach first base safely.
Yeah, tough play coming in. Ironically, that was probably one of his best off-speed pitches of the early evening, but to the credit, that's why you put it in play. Anything can happen, and able to get the infield hit.
Right fielder Colton Salyers now swings and misses at strike 1. Kleinman's been doing a good job so far this inning of getting that first pitch strike. As he delivers, gets another swing and miss. Count is now down to 0-2 for Colton Salyers.
He gets that good action going away from the right-hander on the live fastball, and then he's able to bring the breaking pitch, in the other direction. It's a good mix and match.
The 0-2 is down low, ball 1.
The deeper you go in the tournament, you start to get these lineups where the 6, 7, 8, 9 are just a little bit better than most teams. Obviously, that's why they're here. And with 2 strikes, these situations become really big.
That pitch is grounded up the middle. It is off the foot of Kleinman, and that will get into shallow right field. Darling makes his way to third, and he will be held there. And a single by Colton Salyers puts runners on the corners with 1 out for the catcher, Owen Young.
Well, it's just tough luck all the way around. Number one, first and foremost, you hope your lefty's okay. He took a pretty good shot there off the leg. But then the other thing is if that ball goes through with the infield and double play depth, you just wonder if they wouldn't have maybe been able to at least get a lead guy there. But nonetheless, first and third, and the Berg is in business.
Yeah, you saw the second baseman there. That was Connor Kleinman. started making his way toward the middle of the field because that's where it looked like the ball was going, but then it took a bounce the other way, and he just couldn't get there in time.
Another one of those first and third situations with the lefty on the mound. A lot of strategical decisions on both sides here.
Owen Young takes the first pitch high. That'll be ball one. Owen Young, last game against Zane Trace, was 2 for 2 with the stolen base. He was able to spark some offensive explosions there for his team in that last game. As the 1-0 swung on and foul tipped and evens the count 1-1.
Here in the 1-1 count, good time to put something on, maybe start a runner. You got a guy at the plate that handles the bat pretty well.
Kleinman sets, delivers the 1-1. And now, well, Salyers made it to second base successfully, but the Tigers were able to stop Jake Darling from coming home on the throw. Don't know if that was intentional for Kleinman to catch that, but nonetheless, he does save a run from potentially coming in. But now you got 2 runners in scoring position with a 2-1 count and only 1 out.
I think it was the way the catcher came up. Most teams will have a throw through, a throw to third, maybe a throw back to the pitcher. That looked like to be a pretty much a design throwback. You can tell what they feel runs are going to be hard to come by here early in the game with the defense in.
Infield for Ironton slowly starts to come in as the 2-1. Too Young is swung on and missed. Evens the count at 2-2.
One of those 2 strike situations I was talking about. This is where, as a pitcher, it's one of those times in a game you really need to strike out. As a hitter, you're trying to shorten up and get it in play.
2-2. It's taken for a ball. Count is full, 3-2. It's awfully close there. 2 runners on the 3-2 from Kleinman is high. Ball 4, and Owen Young will load the bases now for the center fielder, Rowdy Watkins.
The center fielder, number 3.
Got a 1-out spot, 9-hole coming up, and again, the difference at this level compared to so many matchups throughout, you're talking about a much different level of 9-hole hitter than you would get in a lot of high school situations. But again, looking for an opportunity to strike out or some sort of ground ball that you can cut down a lead guy with.
Rowdy Watkins now stands in and fouls one away for strike 1. Watkins, the center fielder, he's a junior. He was 0 for 1 the last game. Had a sac bunt. Here's the 0-1. Taken down and inside for ball 1. Now, even with the bases loaded, they're really a double play away from getting out of the inning, but you just have to focus on doing the little things right, especially if you're on the mound. As Kleinman deals. Taken for a strike. Count is 1-2.
Once again, ahead of a hitter here at the bottom of the order. Could really help himself with a strikeout. See if he can put him away.
The 1-2 to Watkins. That ball is hit into shallow right center. Darling will score. Here comes Salyers. 2 runs will score, and just like that, the Berg is on the board first here in this game. It is 2-0. A 2 RBI single from Rowdy Watkins gets Wheelersburg on the scoreboard first.
Just a great job of hitting with 2 strikes. Didn't try to do too much. Kleinman tried to stay away, went with it, and with the infield in, had plenty of clearance over top the infield. And, that's something I heard you guys talking the other night about. When you're able to get the spark from the bottom of the order, when you're able to go from, so many high school teams can only go at maybe one particular spot of their order. When you're able to go all the way through top and bottom, that's a huge lift. And here it's been Wheelersburg's bottom half of their order really giving them a spark.
So So after a mound visit, Ironton looks to reset, but they still have runners on the corners now. So Rowdy Watkins stands on first, and Owen Young made it all the way to third on that last base hit. So now they're back to the top of the order as Connor Estep will look to advance this lead even further.
Can't stress enough how offensive a ballpark this is in the high school game. You know, so many different things offensively that challenge the defense.
That ball is driven up to the shortstop. He can't field it. And Owen Young comes in to score. Watkins going for third, slide. And the ball is thrown into the bleachers here at VA Memorial Stadium. And Watkins will come in to score. This lead is up to 3-0. Hunter Freeman couldn't field the throw. It got into the stands, and Rowdy Watkins came in to score. And it's a 3-run lead now for the Wheelersburg Pirates.
Wow, a lot to unpack there. It's a situation where the hard ground ball hit plenty hard enough up the middle.
See everything Southern Ohio Sports Authority presented by OhioHealth has to offer by visiting our website.
Did production truck shut down? So after the Pirates put up 4 runs in the bottom of the second inning, Ironton looks to answer, and they'll need some spark on offense. Down 4-0 with only 1 hit so far in this game, and it'll be the left fielder Braden Baker leading things off.
Well, if you're Ironton, you got to settle in here. You know, it's a situation where in the top half of the first inning, you had a chance to play out in front. You weren't able to execute and get that guy in, and then in that situation, just a couple miscues. You know, it's amazing in high school baseball how that first mistake becomes a second mistake or a third mistake, and before you know it, what could have been a 1 or 2-0 game turns into 3 or 4-0. And you know, that's what happened there. Even though, you know, by baseball rule you don't assume the double play, that was certainly, he was almost going to accidentally step on the bag with the ground ball play there, and it didn't happen. And then you had the miscue there on the throwaway. And again, another unique situation here at the VA. That ball doesn't leave a lot of fields in high school baseball. So if you're Ironton, you just got to settle in. A lot of baseball to play.
So Braden Baker leads things off for the Tigers. Takes a pitch for strike 1. You know, we were talking about this before the game. Ironton hasn't even been this far in the tournament since 2004. That was their last district title game appearance. And their last district championship was the year before in 2003 when they defeated Valley 3-2 to make it to the regional. The 1-1 from Darling is outside. Count is 2-1.
One thing that jumps out at me with these two teams, how athletic they are, the ability to put pressure on the opponent.
That pitch is lined up the middle, and Estep will make the, no, he will not make the play. He threw it into the turf, and Kahn was not able to scoop it, so Braden Baker will stand at first base safely.
Well, again, I mentioned the other night in the Zane Trace game, Estep had 2 or 3 huge plays just in some clutch situations on ground ball defense. There shows off a little bit of his range. But again, I was saying with the athleticism of these two teams, I thought that Ironton did that to Southeastern a little bit the other night when they started to come back a little bit. And, you know, even though you're down 4, it's early enough. If small ball and some of those things are what you do, you got to continue to stay with it.
Ian Ginger sends one to left field. Going back, that one will find the ground, and they're going to send Baker around. This one will likely score a run as Ginger slides into third, and Braden Baker will come around all the way from first base to score on the RBI triple, and the Fighting Tigers are on the board.
Well, so much for small ball. Might as well just go ahead and knock it in the gap and score from first. But again, that's something you get here in this ballpark. You know, you find the gaps. You're able to go first to third. You're able to score from first on the extra base hit. And just like that, Ironton with a chance to maybe even cut into this lead a little bit more.
Chaden Kern steps in now with Ian Ginger 90 feet away. That ball is hit into shallow left field. Ginger will not advance home. He thought about it for a second, but they were able to stop him. Isaac Bachway cut off the throw, keeping Ginger at third base. And that'll bring up the first baseman, Brady Moats.
Good decision there on the shallow fly ball, because that's just the first out of the inning. You're still right here in the heart of the order. You don't want to take the bat out of the hands of your 3-hole hitter.
Moats 0 for 1, flew out to center in his last at-bat. The pitch from Darling. That ball is driven into left field. Another run will score. And Moats delivers with an RBI single to cut this Wheelersburg lead down to 4-2. The Tigers are making some headway, chipping into this lead.
Very aggressive here. 2 straight hitters jumping on the first pitch. That time the third baseman drawn in just a little bit, able to sneak it by him in the left field.
Here's Trevor Kleinman now, who walked his last time up, so no official at-bat. But that ball, Warren, E-step, Kahn, a 4-6-3 double play for the Pirates to get out of the inning.
Great turn.
So Ironton puts up 2 in their half of the third, but Wheelersburg gets out of the inning with a 4-6-3 double play, and we'll head to the bottom of the third. This is Ohio High School Tournament Baseball on Southern Ohio Sports Authority, presented by OhioHealth.
At OhioHealth, you can see your doctor here or here, on this or on these. And no matter if you're over here, over there, or anywhere in between, you'll feel good knowing OhioHealth provides the finest care anywhere. Schedule care today at ohiohealth.com/finestcare.
Here at Glockner's, we know how valuable your time is, and that's why our priority is to provide you a quick and easy service. We will get you in and out and on your way immediately. So schedule your next service appointment at Glockner.com.
before we get underway in the bottom of the third inning, we do want to thank our sponsors, Glockner family of dealerships, Willie and Son Trucking, and Palomar Stores for making all of our streams this season possible. From the fall sports season, doing football, volleyball, to boys and girls basketball, to baseball in the spring. Obviously, we mentioned this last night, but we haven't been able to make it to any softball streams as we've been kind of confined to the VA this spring. But nonetheless, we want to give a shout-out to all three of those people for sponsoring us, and also shout-out to OhioHealth for making everything at SOSA possible. And you can check out all of our content on SOSA, whether that be standings, scores, game articles, and anything else relating to Southern Ohio sports. Visit sosaohio.com or visit SOSA Ohio on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram. As we go to the bottom of the third inning.
What a big turn there from Wheelersburg. You know, you talk so much about just the arm strength, the athleticism. The E-step kid up the middle is just terrific. The other night, your guys' call, you guys did a great job. I can't remember if it was the fifth inning where Zane Trace had first and third, I believe it was. And they had the one play there at the plate, and then they had the double play they turned there where Zane Trace was right in the heart of there. What are the chances?
I believe that was Jacob Wise with 94 Country calling that game.
I've watched the other night. My wife made fun of me. I had the Reds game on TV. I had SOSA on the computer. I think I had another radio on the night Uniota was playing down at Athens.
You were doing it all the other night as Lane Hutchinson steps in now, takes a pitch low in the turf.
In the stands, folks, for all foul balls and possibly third balls as well.
Hutchinson awaits the 1-0, taken once again for ball two. If you're Kleinman now, you got to try to take advantage of your offense helping you out. As that ball is driven into center field, racing back is Ginger, and he's able to make the catch going backwards for out number one.
Ball was hit really well. Another example here, just outfield defense. Again, I can't stress how important that is in this ballpark, and that's a great play just to hang in there with it. If that ball falls, it's a stand-up triple.
Creed Warren takes the first pitch for ball one as we have a ball coming in from the Wheelersburg bullpen. Wheelersburg takes a 1-0 lead in terms of bullpen balls. Me and Dewey have been keeping track of those all year for every game that we've streamed out here at the VA. As the 1-0 from Kleinman taken for strike one.
Well, in fairness to high school bullpens, I can't always promise you the depth. Now, the Wheelersburg programs probably got a little bit better depth, but I can't always promise you who's going down there to catch that bullpen.
Warren thought about squaring around to bunt. He pulled back in time. It's 2-1. Creed Warren, a crucial piece for the football and boys basketball squads down at Wheelersburg. As the 2-1 is swung on and missed, count is even at 2-2. Taken outside, and the count is full.
Staying a little bit stubborn with the off-speed, trying to find the release point. The fastball has been completely electric to this point. Still fighting that pitch a little bit.
3-2 is swung on and missed by Creed Warren. Warren down on strikes for the second time this game. And just like that, there's 2 outs.
Yeah, went back to the hard stuff there away, especially when he's able to locate at the top of the zone, just as hard as he's throwing, hard to get on top of the ball.
That ball is down low to Jake Darling. It'll be 1-0. That last strikeout was the 4th strikeout of the game for Kleinman.
I know we talk a lot in baseball about working down in the zone, but when you're throwing as hard as this young man, a lot of times if you can locate right at the top of the strike zone, it's hard for the hitter to lay off of it, and it's really hard for them to get their hands on top of it. They're usually going to swing through it or hit it straight up in the air.
Kleinman's pitch is outside and taken for ball 2. Darling was 0 for 3 the last game against Zane Trace, but he's already got a base hit and has come around to score in this game as he fouls that one away, making it 2-1.
If I'm not mistaken, it was Darling in their Memphis comeback win here the night they won the league that hit the 3-run shot to opposite field.
It's the 2-1 outside and high. Count is now 3-1 to the pitcher, Jake Darling. That pitch taken outside, ball 4, and Darling will reach first base for the second time in this game.
Now, you guys were saying the other night when I had some of my games mixed up a little bit, you guys had the Martin and Fouch game, right? The Southwest.
Yes.
That was terrific. Really, really well pitched game there.
Been seeing a lot of good baseball out here at the VA this week. Colton Salyers chops 1-2. Kleinman, the pitcher, who will make the throw for out number 3. So a rather quick inning for Trevor Kleinman as he retires the side without giving up a run. And we'll go to the 4th inning here at the VA. This is Ohio High School Tournament Baseball on Southern Ohio Sports Authority, presented by OhioHealth.
Michelle and her dad. Decades of dares. 1 month of learning to jump. First day doing it solo. And 2 years since starting cancer treatment at OhioHealth.
This broadcast is brought to you in part by Willie and Son Trucking. Willie and Son Trucking has been a proud supporter of local student-athletes, coaches, and athletic programs throughout its history. Be sure to look out for the Shack Athlete of the Week presented by Willie and Son Trucking each week at SOSAOhio.com.
Jake Darling goes back onto the mound for his 4th inning of work here for Wheelersburg, as the Wheelersburg softball team has made their way to VA Memorial Stadium. Wheelersburg taking down South Webster 13-0 over at Unioto in the regional final. They're going back to the state tournament looking to repeat as Division III state champions. A lot of good things happening down in Wheelersburg in the spring sports season.
Well, no question. Congratulations to them, and really, what a statement for their conference to have had that type of representation there as well. But obviously, Wheelersburg next level down the softball side, and congratulations to the Lady Pirates once again.
Third baseman Hunter Freeman will lead things off for the Fighting Tigers, as this pitch is down and away for ball 1.
Now, does the count, if the ball gets loose in the bullpen but it does not stop the game, does that still count on your total? Yes, I'm being told.
That pitch, Freeman sends it to shallow center field. It will be caught by the center fielder, Rowdy Watkins, for out number 1.
Great communication from the Wheelersburg defense. That was textbook. Both middle infielders going out hard until they hear the center fielder voice, and then they banana off and they make the play. Really well done.
Cole Freeman, the catcher, stands in the batter's box for Ironton. 0 for 1, grounded out his last at-bat. Takes a first pitch. He's down 0-1. That pitch swung on and missed. And Freeman is down 0-2.
Looking at my chart last inning, Ironton started to get real aggressive early in the count, and now Darling's starting to mix it a little bit again. You notice the first pitch curveball, his ability to throw that for a first pitch strike really puts him in a nice situation in the count.
That pitch is just high and outside for ball one. Freeman stays alive for at least another pitch. Here's the 1-2 from Darling. And Freeman looks at that one, strike three. And that will be the second out of this fourth inning. Third strikeout of the game for Darling.
Great job there by Young behind the plate, framing that outside corner, showcasing the pitch really, really well.
Tanner Moore, the designated hitter, swings and misses at the first pitch.
Again, going off speed there on the first pitch and taking advantage of the aggressiveness.
That pitch fouled over the playground and into close to the VA golf course. And the count is 0-2 for the designated hitter, Tanner Moore. This pitch hit to the shortstop, E-step, bobbled it, and he will not make a play. And Tanner Moore is on base. And I believe we're going to give that an E6 on Connor E-step.
Yeah, just kind of got his feet moving toward first a little bit quick there. And again, you know, with such a dynamic infielder as E-step, you'll see him range and make some of the incredible plays. Sometimes the routine one's just a consistency factor of it. And I'm sure he'd like to have that one back, but let's see if, again, his pitcher can pick him up here and no harm.
That'll bring up Connor Kleinman as he sends this one into center field. Watkins is under it, and he makes the catch. So a runner gets aboard, but no damage done. And the Pirates still have a 4-2 lead going into the bottom of the fourth. It'll be Rowdy Watkins due up when we come back. This is Ohio High School Tournament Baseball on Southern Ohio Sports Authority, presented by OhioHealth.
Carlos. First time setting foot inside a tattoo shop. Second picture his daughter has posted to her story. Third check on his bucket list. And 4 years of cancer-free checkups at OhioHealth.
If there's not a Par-Mar store near you now, there will be soon. That's the slogan, and that's what we believe at Par-Mar stores. From groceries to gas and all the other stuff you need, Par-Mar has it. Download the Par-Mar app for even more savings, and don't forget the Par-Mar rewards card too. We also believe in being a big part of your community, so look for us at the ball game or wherever you are. Shop us today, like us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and remember, if there's not a Par-Mar store near you now, there will be soon.
Winner of this game will go on to the regional semifinal right back here at VA Memorial Stadium, where they will face the Lucasville Valley Indians. Valley with a 6-3 win over Portsmouth last night here in the district final, and that game will be next Thursday morning at 11 o'clock. As Owen Young steps into the batter's box to get things going here in the bottom of the fourth. Takes a first pitch inside for ball one. The 1-0 down low in the turf. Count is 2-0. Young walked and came around to score last time, so no official at-bat yet, but he's already been around the bases. As that pitch is popped up and caught by the second baseman, Kleiman, for out number 1.
Good 2-0 pitch, got in on his hands a little bit, jammed him, and then again some good athleticism and range there from the second baseman.
So that'll bring up Rowdy Watkins. I made a mistake the last half of the inning. I said he was leading off. I was looking at the wrong thing on my score chart here. But here he is again as he fouls out one away for 0-1. 2 RBI single for Rowdy Watkins the last at-bat, which got the offense going for Wheelersburg.
Yeah, it really did. I mean, you think about it, the bottom third of the order has really been the X factor here in the first half of this game for Wheelersburg.
Watkins thought about going around. He did not, says the first base umpire. Little late reaction there from our umpire down at first base. Kleiman delivers the 1-1. Strike 2. Here's the pitch from Kleiman. That ball is grounded. It'll be Connor Kleiman, the second baseman, fielding it. And Watkins slides into first base and beats out the throw. And Watkins stands at first base with 1 out. Great hustle there from the center fielder Watkins to reach base safely.
Yeah, great example where I talked about the athleticism of these two teams. You have the lefty. I do think he was a step or second late breaking for first, but a lot of times what happens there is you have the lefty falling off third base side, so when he goes to try to cover, it is a little bit of a longer run than maybe a right-hander falling there, but I do think he was a second late to react.
Connor Estep now for his third at-bat of the game, swings and misses for strike 1.
You're really starting to see him find the breaking pitch, too, over the last couple innings. That's why, as a good pitcher, you stay stubborn with it early in the game because you'll need it.
Estep lines one up the middle. He'll have a base hit. First base hit of the game for Connor Estep. And with 1 out, Wheelersburg has 2 men on base for Caden Kahn.
The first baseman, number 22.
Again, so many of these rallies, you don't execute a ground ball out, and now all of a sudden you're here with a 2-on, 1-out situation. I think this has been a really, really well-pitched game by these 2 young men, but both offenses able to just kind of find some ways to create offense.
Kahn sends one down the first base line, and Brady Moats will make the unassisted out, and there are 2 outs in this 4th inning, but the runners do advance 90 feet to second and third, and that'll bring up the third baseman, Isaac Bockway.
That was a really good play. I mean, that ball finds its way down that line. That could have been all kinds of disaster for Ironton.
Really just a heads-up play there. That ball was moving quickly, and Moats made the play and got the out that his team needed him to. And that pitch is on the ground. I think it hit the ground first, but nonetheless, 2 runs will come around to score as Watkins and Estep both score on the wild pitch. And 2 runs are added to the score as Wheelersburg takes a 6-2 lead in the bottom of the 4th inning.
Wow.
Here's the 1-0. Bockway sends this into right. Going back. And Tanner Patrick makes the catch for out number 3. But a wild pitch proves costly for the Fighting Tigers as 2 Pirates come around to score with 2 outs in the inning. And Wheelersburg is now up 6-2 as we head to the 5th. You're watching Ohio High School Tournament Baseball. Southern Ohio Sports Authority, presented by OhioHealth.
See everything Southern Ohio Sports Authority presented by OhioHealth has to offer by visiting our website at SOSAOhio.com for complete coverage of area athletes and teams, including game stories, features, live streams of games, player and coach interviews, nightly scores, area standings, and much more. You can even view and purchase action photos from our more than 100 galleries. That's SOSAOhio.com for the best local sports coverage around.
Are you in a bind and need an oil change right now? No problem. Did you forget to make an appointment? No problem. Just stop by any Glockner location and we'll squeeze you in and get you on the road quickly. Really.
Six to 2, Wheelersburg leading as we head to the top of the 5th inning. As a wild pitch from Trevor Kleinman ended up being a costly mistake for Ironton, as Rowdy Watkins and Connor Eastep both came around to score, adding 2 runs to this Wheelersburg advantage. And just like that, it's back to a 4-run ball game.
Well, it really is. You know, I've talked about the athleticism several times tonight, and that's what I love about these two teams is, you know, obviously having some power, having some pop to the gap's important, but, man, speed never slumps. It's one of those things where you get guys on and you take advantage of some things like that. That's what they did.
Ironton looks once again to chip away into this deficit as Braden Baker leads things off. Baker led off the 3rd inning for Ironton and started the spark that got them their 2 runs in that inning. So the Tigers are hoping for the same thing here as that pitch is down and away for ball 1.
I really liked where Ironton got themselves back to there at 4-2. Now, as you fall back down by 4 once again at 6-2, Darling's starting to really settle in here. This becomes, I won't say danger time for Ironton, but you certainly would like to put some type of a number on the board here in this inning.
Absolutely. You don't want to wait too long as this pitch is down low, taken for ball 3. Hitters count now for Braden Baker.
Looking at my pitching chart over the last 2 innings, this is by far the most patient we've seen an Ironton hitter getting deep into the count.
Baker, a true freshman on this Tiger squad, was 1 for 3 and came around to score in the last game against Southeastern. The 3-2, Darling delivers, swung on and missed. Down goes Braden Baker for out number 1. 4th strikeout of the game for Darling.
Well, great comeback. You fall behind 3-1. You're in the 9-hole here. The last thing you want to do is walk the 9-hole and let him turn the order over. You know, especially with the last time Ginger was up, he hit a triple in the left center field gap. So that's a big out to start the inning here for Wheelersburg.
Ian Ginger takes the first pitch outside for 1-0. Ginger, 2 for 2 in this game with a single and an RBI triple in his last at-bat. As he swings and misses that one, evens the count 1-1. But, I mean, so far, Ginger's been the best hitter for this Ironton offense. Here's the 1-1 fouled back, 1-2.
Yeah, Darling's been really efficient throughout the evening. You know, early in the game, they were able to put him in some stressful situations. But even in the inning where they scored 2 runs, not a lot of workload in terms of pitches thrown.
Darling deals the 1-2. That pitch popped into the infield. It's Bachway under it, and he drops it. Probably lost it in the lights here at the VA, but he's unable to make the catch, and Ginger is on base for the 3rd time this game.
Number 24, Shane Kern.
Well, one of the hardest things to do is to get high school kids to run it out every time. You know, you hit that up in the air, your first reaction is, you know, you feel like you're out, and you didn't get all of it, but that's why you run it out and see if they can take advantage here. They need base runners.
So that brings up Shaden Kearns with 1 out. Kearns is 0 for 2 as the pickoff attempt by Darling is unsuccessful. Ginger, the only player in this Ironton lineup to reach base safely on each of his at-bats. Ginger went That ball is hit into right field. Ginger's got to hurry to get back as Salyers made the catch, and Ginger was smart enough to hustle back in time, as that could have been costly double play there. But he will remain safe at first for 2 outs. And Brady Moats.
There, Ironton staying aggressive even in a 4-run deficit. You know, you're in a situation now where you're down to, 7 outs. You certainly, you may not get it all back at once, but you'd like to still play for a run or two and see if you can cut into this.
Darling looks Ginger back over to first. 1 for 2 on the day for Brady Moats with an RBI single back in the 3rd inning. As the pitch from Darling, taken for strike 1.
Great job of Darling holding the ball a long time there. Freezes the hitter a little bit, freezes the elite base runner. That's where a lot of times as a hitter, you can help your teammate by taking your time out.
Pickoff attempt from Darling is unsuccessful. Ginger remains safe at first. The 0-1, Ginger goes, and this one's going to be a tough play at first. The throw from Estep is in time for out number 3. Great hustle there by Connor Estep to make to field the ball, make the throw to first, and get the out. Ends the inning, and we will go to the bottom of the 5th. This is Ohio High School Tournament Baseball on Southern Ohio Sports Authority, presented by OhioHealth.
At OhioHealth, you can see your doctor here or here, on this or on these. And no matter if you're over here, over there, or anywhere in between, you'll feel good knowing OhioHealth provides the finest care anywhere. Schedule care today at ohiohealth.com/finestcare.
Here at Glockner's, we know how valuable your time is, and that's why our priority is to provide you a quick and easy service. We will get you in and out and on your way immediately. So schedule your next service appointment at Glockner.com.
(6-2) Wheelersburg lead going into the bottom of the 5th inning. If you're just joining us, Wheelersburg and Ironton in one of Southern Ohio's most historic rivalries playing here at VA Memorial Stadium for a district final. You know, usually you think of Wheelersburg and Ironton, you think you're playing at Ed Miller Stadium or at Tanks Memorial Stadium, or you might even be thinking about boys basketball, as these two schools have had terrific historic programs in those two sports. But nonetheless, here we are on May 26, 2023 for a Division III baseball district final between these two predominant programs in Southeast Ohio.
Yeah, it really is kind of like that if you think about it. Throughout a lot of your Division II, III, and IV schools in Southeast Ohio, you know, winners win. And you get a lot of 2 and 3 sport athletes, and that culture starts to, sure, you have elite programs, but really what happens is throughout your whole athletic program, that culture starts to spread.
Lane Hutchinson leading things off for the Pirates, takes the first 2 pitches outside, and the count is 2-0. Wheelersburg baseball has 3 state championships in their program history, as Hutchinson sends this one to center field, and Ginger will let it drop right in front of him, and Hutchinson gets an easy base hit to start the 5th inning.
Yeah, on the full swing, I think he got it off the end of the bat. And just from where we're sitting here, I thought Ginger just didn't get a real good read on it. It just kind of ended up freezing him for a second. And then by the time he starts in again, I don't want to make too much of it, but I think the field starts to play a little bit on the outfielder, and you realize that you just got to keep the ball in front, or total disaster can take place.
Pinch running at first base, number 13.
We'll have a pinch runner for the Pirates. It'll be Braden Bird pinch running for Hutchinson. Bird, the freshman, came into pinch run in the last game against Zane Trace. And Creed Warren will look to do some damage with no outs and a runner on.
Well, Ironton down to their last 6 outs on the offensive side. If you're Wheelersburg, you kind of see the blood in the water here. You can really, if you're able to add one more, you can make things really difficult on Ironton.
Warren lays down a bunt, and he will be out at first, but Bird advances to second. Nice job on the sacrifice bunt by Creed Warren.
Just outstanding. You love good baseball. Squares gets it down, gets it to the proper spot on the field, and moves the guy up. And now a chance for one of your best hitters to knock a key insurance run in.
Darling 1 for 1 with a single and a walk. He did come around to score back in the second inning as he takes this pitch high for ball 1, as ball number 2 from the Wheelersburg bullpen makes its way into the field. So Wheelersburg winning on both the scoreboard and in the bullpen ball battle.
You might even have, like when I asked earlier, there was a potential third. That's why I was trying to get a direct ruling from you guys on how you count that. But the second one was a little iffy.
We've seen a lot of them this year, specifically from Circleville. It happens a lot when Circleville plays here. But we don't want to give them too much flack here on the air. We have a lot of connections to Circleville here at SOSA. As Darling stands in the batter's box with a 1-1 count. That pitch is lined into the gap. Bird will come around to score, and this is going to be extra bases potentially for Darling. Darling slides into second base. And his RBI double extend this lead 7-2 for the Pirates.
Well, and again, I go back to who was it there? Looking at my notes there, Warren on the sack bunt. The execution. If depending on how much high school baseball you get to watch, that's not as easy as he made it look. And the execution was there, and then that sets up the RBI spot, and Darling cashes in.
Colton Salyers stands in the batter's box now, fouls that one away for the first strike. 1 for 2 on the day for Salyers with the single, came around to score back in the second, also had a stolen base. As here's the 0-1, Kleinman outside evens the count 1-1. This pitch taken for a strike. Salyers is down 1-2. Kleinman looks at second and delivers the 1-2. That pitch lined into right field, and Darling being waved around. Darling will score standing up, and as will Salyers into second standing up. That throw is misplayed, and Darling will advance another 90 feet. So the right fielder, Tanner Patrick, unable to make a play on the ball immediately, and that allows not only a run to score, but Colton Salyers moves from first, essentially from first to third.
Yeah, he really did, and so nice adjustment from the Wheelersburg hitters with the ball there on the outer half. I was talking about starting to work the ball to right center field, and then that time down the right field line, and a chance to pretty much start to break this thing open a little bit.
Owen Young stands in now, takes the first pitch for strike 1. That pitch is popped up into shallow left field. And it will be caught by the shortstop, Shaden Kearns, for out number 2.
Tough play for the infielder going out. Nice job there, hanging in.
Rowdy Watkins.
Now Rowdy Watkins comes back to the plate, 2 for 2. 2 RBI single back in the second, and has come around to score both times he's made it on base. As now we will have a pitcher-catcher mound visit for the Fighting Tigers. We were talking earlier, Wheelersburg softball is looking to repeat as state champions, but Wheelersburg baseball obviously has a rich history too. 1996, 2012, and 2013 state champions for the Pirates. Yeah. So a lot of history in this program, and they're looking to maybe get back there hopefully this year if you're Wheelersburg. As Watkins sends this one to center field, Ginger going back makes the catch, and that will end the inning. Pirates add 2 more runs to the score as we will head to the 6th inning. Wheelersburg 6 outs away from another district title. You're watching Ohio High School Baseball on Southern Ohio Sports Authority, presented by OhioHealth.
Michelle and her dad. Decades of dares. 1 month of learning to jump. First day doing it solo. And 2 years since starting cancer treatment at OhioHealth.
This broadcast is brought to you in part by Willie and Son Trucking. Willie and Son Trucking has been a proud supporter of local student athletes, coaches, and athletic programs throughout its history. Be sure to look out for the Shack Athlete of the Week presented by Willie and Son Trucking each week at SOSAOhio.com.
Eight to 2, Wheelersburg leading heading into the top of the 6th inning. Jake Darling back on the mound for his 6th inning of work. Done pretty good so far. Only allowed 2 runs, 4 hits, and he's got 4 strikeouts on the day. So he's done his job out there for the most part. Had a rough 3rd inning, but he bounced back, and he's really been helping his team on the mound today.
Well, there's 2 things that jump out at me. One, you just nailed it. Yeah, he's been so efficient. I don't have the official pitch count, but I'm looking down at my notes here, and I think we're heading to the 6th inning. I don't think he's much over 60 pitches. Then the other thing, looking at my scorecard here, is how busy the bottom of the order has been. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 there on the Wheelersburg offensive side. This has been a real complete effort.
And the opposing pitcher, Trevor Kleiman, leads things off for the Fighting Tigers, takes the first pitch for strike 1. Kleiman 0 for 1, grounded into a double play his last at-bat. As that pitch is grounded to the second baseman, Warren unable to field it cleanly, and Kleiman will reach base safely. I believe the scorekeepers here at the VA are giving that a base hit.
Baseball's so funny. That's not much different than the ground ball that you referred to. That was the double play, and that's one of the biggest plays of the game so
Absolutely.
far. That time it just happens to be a step or 2 more to the second baseman glove side, and you get an infield base hit out of it.
Hunter Freeman up to bat now as Kleiman makes a run for second. The throw is not in time. Kleiman steals second and moves into scoring position.
as a coach, I just appreciate that so much because 8-2, the book might say, hey, it's not really risk reward race. But if that's who you are and that's what you do and that's how you're going to score 6 runs, then as a coach, you got to have the guts to still manage the game that way. And that's, as a coach myself, that's an aggressive call there, and I respect that and appreciate that.
You're down 6 runs. You're down to your last 6 outs. Got to make something out of it.
Well, you know as well as I do, if he's thrown out, the first thing people say was, why are you running down 8-2? You know
Absolutely.
what I mean?
Here's the 1-1 from Darling. That ball is driven into left center. Making the play is Clevenger. Maybe some last-second communication there from the left fielder, but nonetheless makes the play for out number 1.
I know Wheelersburg had the miscue on the one infield fly ball, but overall I've been really impressed with their fly ball communication. Again, it's already something difficult to teach at the high school level, but in this ballpark, you start hitting these balls up over top the infielder, and they're going out, and the outfielders are coming together. A lot of ground to cover.
Owen Young going out to have a talk with Jake Darling. As the catcher Cole Freeman awaits, and this lead for Wheelersburg continues to pile on, not only on the scoreboard, but now that is their 3rd ball coming in from the bullpen. But thankfully, we were not in play that time, so don't have to stop the game for that one. Cole Freeman looks to bring home Trevor Kleinman as he stands on second base with 1 out. Darling looks him back, kicks and deals. Swung on into foul territory, and Kahn will stop at the fence as he will not be able to make that play.
Cars, it sounds funny sometimes to say this, but like one thing we talk about in baseball a lot is you get down 8-2 and you're down to your last 5 outs. You don't have to rush your at bat. You don't have to rush it back. It's not a time sport. A lot of times in football, basketball, you simply just run out of time. But you really do have to stay in the moment and look at this as, hey, I've got an RBI opportunity right here to cut it to 8-3, and I've got to win my spot. But a lot of times kids get down 6 and they're in a situation they get a little antsy at the plate.
That ball is grounded up the middle to the shortstop Estep. He will make the play at first for the 2nd out, and Kleinman moves up 90 feet to 3rd.
The designated hitter, number 25, Tanner Moore.
Tanner Moore, the designated hitter, will come up to bat now, but it's like you were saying, you're not going to get all 6 runs back in 1 at-bat. So you still need to take your time and find your pitch. Find that perfect pitch that you can be the most efficient with.
Yeah, in this particular matchup, he's used the off-speed early in the count. It's really had him off balance most of the evening.
First pitch to Tanner Moore is taken for ball 1. Moore 0 for 2 did reach on an error back in the 4th inning. The 1-0 is taken again for ball 2. That pitch hit into left field. Kleinman will come in to score. And as we were saying, the Tigers are chipping away at this lead. It's back to a 5-run game, thanks to an RBI single from Tanner Moore.
Yeah, and that's what you want. You don't want your kids to quit. You want the opportunity to continue to grind. I thought that was a good at-bat, good patience early on. Some good takes on some pitches just off the inside corner, then knocks it into left field. Looks like we're going to have a pinch runner there, a little speed there.
Be number 11, Tyler Roach, pinch running for the Fighting Tigers.
You're at the bottom of the order here in a 2-out spot.
Number 11, Tyler Roach.
We'll see if he wants to start the run game again.
The second baseman, number 14, Connor Kleinman.
The other option is to see if you can't grind some at-bats here from the 8-9 here in this 2-out spot, so you can turn your order over.
So here's Connor Kleinman 0 for 2 on the day. Pickoff attempt from Darling is not in time. Here's the pitch. Roach made a run for second. This ball will be caught by the center fielder Watkins for out number 3. So Ironton adds a run but does very little damage to their opponent, and Wheelersburg still leads 8-3 going into the bottom of the 6th. Top of the order due for the Pirates when we come back. This is Ohio High School Tournament Baseball, Southern Ohio Sports Authority, presented by OhioHealth.
Carlos. First time setting foot inside a tattoo shop. Second picture his daughter has posted to her story. Third check on his bucket list. And 4 years of cancer-free checkups at OhioHealth.
If there's not a Parmar store near you now, there will be soon. That's the slogan, and that's what we believe at Parmar stores. From groceries to gas and all the other stuff you need, Parmar has it. Download the Parmar app for even more savings, and don't forget the Parmar Rewards Card too. We also believe in being a big part of your community, so look for us at the ball game or wherever you are. Shop us today, like us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and remember, if there's not a Parmar store near you now, there will be soon.
And there you see our guy from the Chillicothe Paints, Mr. Adrian Salamone, Mr. Payne Valley Bearcat, Mr. Wilmington Quaker. He is the heart and soul of the Chillicothe Paints. Started out here last year as an intern and is now here as a full-time worker. And he is ready to watch the Paints win another Prospect League title this season. You can come out to the VA anytime this summer and you'll get a nice little encounter with Adrian. It will make your day.
Leading off for the Pirates, the shortstop, number 4, Connor Easted.
As Connor Easted leads things off for Wheelersburg here in the bottom of the 6th. Takes that pitch for strike 1. Now, as I said before, Ironton and Wheelersburg, 2 of the premier football programs in Southeast Ohio. As that pitch fouled away for strike 2. These 2 teams will once again meet in week 1 of the football season as Wheelersburg travels to Tanks Memorial Stadium.
Nice. That's an interesting way to start the year.
That ball was dropped by the first baseman, Brady Moats, and Eastep will find himself on first base, start off the bottom of the 6th. 4th error of the game for the Fighting Tigers. Wheelersburg and Ironton been rivals for a long time. They've always started the season against each other, and it's usually been a good game, especially the last couple years with Ironton, coming back to football glory, making 3 of the last 4 state championships. It's always an exciting game when those 2 play each other.
No question.
Here's the 0-1 to Caden Kahn. Tried to lay a bunt down, and he did pull back in time, so we'll be 1-1. Kahn 0 for 3 on the day. 0 for 2 on the day. He walked back in the first inning.
Yeah, I can't say enough about the Eastep kid, just the way he plays the game. I've had a chance to see him play now 3 or 4 times here in the last couple weeks, and just does a lot of things the right way.
Kahn laid the bunt down the third base line. He stumbled a little bit, but he was able to advance Eastep over to second base. And that's where he will stand with 1 out.
Another example of Wheelersburg making that look a lot easier than it is. Again, if you've ever taught bunting at the high school level, it's not as easy and as perfect as 2 or 3 of the Pirates have made it look here this evening.
Isaac Bachway stands in the batter's box now 0 for 3 on the day, fouls that one back for strike 1. Winner of this game will come back to the VA next Thursday. They'll face off with Valley in a regional semifinal. As Estep makes a way for third, that ball is not fielded cleanly, and Estep will come around to score, sliding into home for another run. So Estep steals third and comes around to score on the throwing error. It's a 9-3 lead for the Wheelersburg Pirates.
Again, obviously up 8-3, you have a little bit of wiggle room to be real aggressive, but I'd be anxious to see if that was called, or sometimes with your elite base runners, you do give them the green light from second base if they read something, and it's just kind of, again, what I'm talking about, the defense throughout the district tournament, and then just the overall hustle and making things happen from Estep here for Wheelersburg.
0-2 pitch to Bachway is outside. Count is up to 1-2. Kleinman deals. Swing. That ball must have been foul tipped, as it will stay 1-2.
Unofficially, he's coming up on right around 90 pitches on my chart. Again, that's unofficial on the pitch count. I've just been trying to keep some different notes on my chart here.
1-2 is outside, evens the count 2 apiece. As we'll once again have some movement down in the Wheelersburg bullpen. You wonder if Darling's going to finish this one out, or if they'll have someone close the door for them, as that pitch swung on and missed. Bachway goes down on strikes for the second time today for out number 2.
The designated hitter, number 15, Lane Hutchinson.
You know, for Kleinman, he's been terrific tonight. I know it's been 9 runs, but a lot of it is just been the speed, the athleticism, the taking advantage of some miscues, and before you know it, a team like Wheelersburg puts 9 runs on the board.
As Hutchinson pops out to the first baseman, and that will send us to the 7th inning. The Berg is 3 outs away from a trip to the Sweet 16. We'll see if they can get it when they come back. This is Ohio High School Tournament Baseball, Southern Ohio Sports Authority, presented by OhioHealth.
See everything Southern Ohio Sports Authority presented by OhioHealth has to offer by visiting our website at SOSAOhio.com for complete coverage of area athletes and teams, including game stories, features, live streams of games, player and coach interviews, nightly scores, area standings, and much more. You can even view and purchase action photos from our more than 100 galleries. That's SOSAOhio.com for the best local sports coverage around.
Are you in a bind and need an oil change right now? No problem. Did you forget to make an appointment? No problem. Just stop by any Glockner location and we'll squeeze you in and get you on the road quickly. Really, it's
The Wheelersburg Pirates are 3 outs away from their second district title in the last 3 seasons. You know, last season, in terms of Wheelersburg standards, kind of a disappointment. They got here to the VA, lost in the district semifinal. They didn't just lose, they got blown out. Megs beat them 10-2 in that district semifinal. So a little bit of redemption here for Wheelersburg, not only in terms of their tournament run, but also getting revenge on Ironton for that loss early on in the season.
Well, and you've seen a complete effort throughout the pitching and defense from all through the order. But, you know, also what you're seeing is a junior-heavy roster late into the spring, kind of growing into that senior year, and an opportunity to win a district title here and take a run into the Sweet 16.
Braden Baker leads off the 7th for Ironton, swings and misses, strike 1. As the Tigers look to put up a fight here down to their last 3 outs in this Division III district final. As that pitch is low for ball 1, count is even.
Very pitch efficient here. I talked about last inning in the bottom of just the 6th inning, coming up on 90-plus pitches. In this case, very efficient in the 7th inning, just coming up on the 70 mark, according to my count.
Here's the 1-1 from Darling. Swung on and missed, strike 2. Wheelersburg electing to let Darling finish out this game. He's been very efficient, been getting the job done for his team all night. As here's the 1-2. Down low, count is back even at 2-2.
Really found a spot there to his glove side, the first base side for his fastball command. It's just been terrific here over the last 3 to 4 innings.
The 2-2 from Darling, fouled away. Count will remain at 2-2. 1 for 2 with the single is Braden Baker for the day. Came around to score back in the 3rd inning. First run of the game for Ironton. Here's the 2-2 from Darling. That ball is popped up into center field. Watkins is under it, and Rowdy Watkins will make the catch for out number 1.
Good pitch sequence there on the 2-2. Showed inside. They fouled it off and went back out and lift the fly ball there. Can of corn to center field, and now they're just 2 outs away.
Ian Ginger steps up 2 for 3. He's reached base safely. All 3 of those at-bats reached on an error back in the 5th. As this pitch is down for ball 1. Had that RBI triple back in the 3rd to give Ironton a little mini spark there back in the 3rd. Here's the 1-0. Down low again. Count is 2-0.
Ginger, one of our all-district first-teamers, will return here to the VA. I believe that's Monday, June 12th. District All-Star game.
District All-Star game.
I believe it's, don't quote me on that. I don't have that in front of me. If the 12th is a Monday, I think I'm right.
I'm sure Mr. Brian Wickline knows the exact date of that.
They usually take your first-teamers from all divisions and play a couple games and have the Hall of Fame ceremony in between games.
Pitch swung on and missed, 2-1 to Ian Ginger. Darling delivers the 2-1. That ball driven, popped up to the second baseman. Warren will make the catch. And just like that, the Fighting Tigers are down to their last out.
Let us shortstop, number 24, Shaden Kearns.
And that'll bring up Shaden Kearns, the shortstop. 0 for 3 on the day. He's looking to keep the Tigers' season alive here at VA Memorial Stadium. The pitch from Darling. Taken for strike 1.
Dewey will be glad to know that the bullpen work is over now. They've come back down, so looks like Wheelersburg will win that as well.
This pitch popped up. E-step comes in. E-step makes the catch. And that is the ball game. The Berg is the word here at the VA as Wheelersburg takes down Ironton 9-3. And the Wheelersburg Pirates are district champions for the second time in the last 3 seasons.
Great outing, efficient pitching, good defense, great offense from top to bottom. Give a shout out to that bottom of the order at 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 for the Pirates. Just a complete effort. Congratulations to them on the 9-3 victory and another district championship.
Just a moment for the 2 teams.
9-3 win over the Ironton Fighting Tigers. This gives Wheelersburg their 20th win of the season, and they're going back to the regional semifinal. They'll come back here next Thursday, June 1st, for a matchup with a familiar face. They'll take on the Valley Indians for a trip to the regional final. So don't go anywhere after this one. We'll stay around here for some post-game content. We'll have the presentation of both the district runner-up trophy and the district champion trophy. And then after that, we'll go over some post-game stats and talk about what's next for the Pirates, 2023 Division III district champions. And as for Ironton, their season comes to a devastating end. But, you know, you look at how their season went, there's a lot to be happy about. They made it back to a district final for the first time in 19 years. You know, fought hard in a competitive Ohio Valley conference, and, you know, there's a lot to be proud of if you're Ironton. You know, you get a good number of returners back. Moats is only a junior. Chaden Kearns is only a junior. You got Braden Baker, who started as a freshman, and you got John Wiley, your Division I pitcher. Hopefully he can heal up in time and come back next year stronger than ever. But now we will send it down to the field to our public address announcer, John Bruce, for the presentation of the 2023 district runner-up, the Fighting Tigers of Ironton.
Tanner Kleinman. Dawson Filial. Carson Freeman. Tyler Roach. Nate Sloan. John Wiley. Braden Baker. Connor Kleinman. Tanner Patrick. Tanner Moore. Cole Freeman. Brady Moats. Shaden Kearns. Ian Ginger. Hunter Freeman. And Trevor Kleinman. Coach Jim Williams. Assistants Josh Pancake, Jeremy Williams, Keith Frazier, Keith Wetzel, and trainer Chris Smith. Now, would the captains for the Tigers please come forward for the presentation of the team trophy. Congratulations, Ironton, on an outstanding season. And now, the 2023 district champions in Division III, the Wheelersburg Pirates.
And now we will have the presentation of the 2023 district champion for the second time in the last 3 years, the Wheelersburg Pirates.
Cooper Heimbach. Jack Picklesheimer. Brody Wilburn. Rowdy Watkins. Jake Clevenger. Owen Young. Colton Sawyers. Jake Darling. Creed Warren. Isaac Bockway. Caden Kahn. Landon Hutchinson. Connor Eastep. And your senior, Lane Hutchinson. Head coach Derek Moore. And his assistants, Andy Heinbach, Jared Allen, Chase Conley, Shane Kemper, DJ Horton, and athletic trainer Tyler Holler. Now, with the captains for the Pirates, please come forward for the presentation of the team trophy. Congratulations to the Pirates who will now advance to the regional semifinal to be played here at BA Memorial Stadium on Thursday, June 1st at 11 a.m. Thank you to Chillicothe Paints and Chad Jenkins for serving as a host for the district championship. Thank you for your attendance and support of Ohio high school student athletes. And remember that there is a strict 20-mile-per-hour speed limit on the VA hospital grounds.
So as you see, Wheelersburg celebrates their second district title in the last 3 years, and they'll come back here to VA Memorial Stadium Thursday, June 1st for a matchup with the Valley Indians. And let's take a second to go over some post-game stats here. We'll start out with the Fighting Tigers of Ironton, starting out with their pitcher, Trevor Kleinman, went all 6 innings, gave up 8 hits, 9 runs, struck out 5 and only walked 2, and his team did go down in a loss to their rivals. But in the batting order, Ian Ginger 2 for 4 with an RBI. That RBI triple back in the 3rd inning was probably his biggest play of the game. Chaden Kearns 0 for 4. Brady Moats 1 for 3 with an RBI. Trevor Kleinman was 2 for 1, came around to score back in the 6th inning. Hunter Freeman and Cole Freeman both 0 for 3 apiece. Tanner Moore 1 for 3 with an RBI single. Connor Kleinman 0 for 3. And Braden Baker was 1 for 3, came around to score back in the 3rd inning. And for the victorious Wheelersburg Pirates, Jake Darling went the distance all 7 innings, only gave up 3 runs on 6 hits, only 1 walk and 4 strikeouts. So a pretty solid performance there.
Really efficient.
From Jake Darling. And then in the batting order, Connor Eastep 1 for 4 with an RBI. Did come around to score twice as he reached on an error back in the 6th. Caden Kahn 0 for 2, had a walk and a sacrifice bunt, so no hits, but still really helpful to this Wheelersburg batting lineup. Isaac Bachway 0 for 4. Lane Hutchinson 1 for 4. He did not come around to score as Braden Bird came in to pinch run for him, and Bird came around to score off of Hutchinson's hit. Creed Warren 0 for 2 with a sack bunt. Jake Darling 2 for 2 with a walk, a single, and an RBI double came around to score on both of his hits. Colton Salyers 2 for 3 with an RBI and a stolen base came around to score back in the second inning. Owen Young 0 for 2 with a walk and came around to score. And Rowdy Watkins was 2 for 3 with 2 runs and 2 RBIs, as he had that 2 RBI single with the bases loaded back in the first inning.
As I think of my experience of being fortunate enough to be on this stage before, if I were to look at the difference between some of the teams that are unable to get here and the teams that do and are successful here, it's the depth of your roster. I can't say enough as you're reading that off, from 6, 7, 8, 9 from Darling down in the Wheelersburg, I believe, batting order. They scored 6 of the 9 runs. They were just in the middle of everything, it seemed, all night. And, what happens is if you can only go in a couple spots of your lineup, it's just, you're going to see elite pitching at this level. It's going to be tough. So, at this case, it's give a lot of credit to the depth of Wheelersburg tonight.
So, once again, we would want to congratulate Ironton on a successful season. This is the farthest they've been in a long time. First district title appearance since 2004. And Wheelersburg wins their second district title in the last 3 years. And they'll go on to face Lucasville Valley right here at VA Memorial Stadium on June 1st at 11 a.m. Just looking back into the regular season, because Wheelersburg and Valley are league opponents. Right. They know each other very well. First time around back on April 12th, it was a 2-1 win for the Pirates at home. And then they made the trip to Lucasville on May 3rd, a 6-1 win for the Pirates in that one. So Wheelersburg swept the regular season, but this is the one that really matters.
Well, the Valley team's one I'm really familiar with. We played them in the regional tournament back in 21, and most of those kids now are seniors. Man, they've done a lot of winning. Baseball, basketball, football across the board, a lot of different sports. You've highlighted well tonight, Wheelersburg's been a lot of the same. So, two teams that know each other pretty well, and it's going to be on a great regional stage here at the VA next week, and that'll certainly be a lot of fun to watch.
Yeah, and we'll have the live stream of that one for you at 11 a.m. next Thursday here at the VA. And it'll be a busy day out here at the VA next Thursday. We'll have the Wheelersburg Valley game at 11 o'clock, and then later that night at 7 o'clock we'll have the home opener for the Chillicothe Paints.
Oh, awesome. Yeah,
so a little fun day of baseball if you're from around the area and want to come enjoy a nice day out here at the VA. I'm sure they would love to have you out here for both of those games.
And the other D3 matchup, we want to give a shout-out, another
Southeast
that will
district,
be Eastern Brown. Who was that, Harrison Central?
Yes, so here we will take a look at the Division III regional bracket here in a moment. So while Wheelersburg will go on to face Valley in the regional final, the other regional semifinal in that bracket will be next Thursday at 5 o'clock as Eastern Brown will face Harrison Central. That game will be 5 o'clock p.m. on June 1st at Ohio Dominican University in Columbus.
Eastern Brown has a couple really good arms. They'll be certainly in a place to compete at that level because of the ability to pitch.
So we're looking forward to what should be a great regional as we wrap this one up from VA Memorial Stadium. The final score, Wheelersburg 9, Ironton 3. This has been Southern Ohio Sports Authority's coverage of Ohio Tournament Baseball presented by OhioHealth. Alongside Shane Combs are Dewey Daly, who ran computer, and Christian Spradlin on the camera tonight. I am Carson Francis, and enjoy the rest of your evening.